Wait for it. Wait for it. What it do, Naysayer Nation? We are back once again for the Aftershow podcast, your weekly dose of one old guy and one not quite old guy yapping about the latest in superhero news, gaming, pop culture, all that good stuff. We're joined, of course, by the spirit of Casual Avenger. May your deep dish live on. Uh, and maybe he'll pop up in the chat. You never know.
You
Casual,
never know.
casual likes to keep us guessing. But in the meantime, we got another great show. It was another huge week in gaming. Of course, plenty of not great news, but more better than we were anticipating. The Xbox news hit, and it uh, wasn't as bad. I mean, was it though? So it wasn't. It was both not as bad as we thought, and in some ways worse. worse. So
Yeah.
we'll get into that. Of course, the PlayStation drama. One of the reasons why we have this drama is because Xbox isn't in a position to challenge PlayStation in any way, shape, or form. So we'll continue to talk about that, which it just went mainstream. Of course, we had positive news. We had the launch of Assassin's Creed Black Flag Resynced, which launched to mostly success. Some people on Steam were a little butthurt, but very successful launch overall so far for that game. We'll yap about that a little. And of course, Season 9, Marvel Rivals, so far the third biggest season launch in the game's history, behind, of course, the early seasons. If we're counting Season 0, those Season 0, technically fourth, Season 0, Season 1, and then the Deadpool season. But it almost passed the Deadpool season in views on Steam, and yeah, and we are enjoying it. Me and Jay have been played 2 days. Got to play with Doom yesterday. A lot of fun. They also already dropped a balance patch, and people are already mad again. So it's the Rob's experience. And of course we had the iconic episode 4 of X-Men 97 that we can yap about as well. But first, what's up to the chat? Hello, Gio. Welcome. Congratulations on being first. What's up, Super Patrick? Gabe Bond. What up? What's up, What's up, Rod? What's up, Calvin? How is y'all guys doing? What's up, GB? Hope everyone is okay. The last running game. Haven't talked about that since it was newsworthy. We covered that. I covered that on the channel. We covered that, I believe, when we finally came back, and we're recapping everything that went on during Summer Game Fest season. Seems so long ago, but it wasn't that long. It was only June, and it's only close to mid-July. But yeah, I'm glad last running game survived against all odds. W Paramount for saving. Is this work at conference on your lap this week? It'll be at Cambridge. Cambridge. Recommendations, Mister. I know you spent a lot of time in Cambridge as a scholar yourself.
I don't really know many places in Cambridge. I don't really, honestly, just go to Quincy Market. It's not that far. First of all, Boston's very small, as cities go. I would just take an Uber to Quincy Market, because it's historic. Number one. Number two, it's just like a row of different places you can eat. If you want something, I don't know. It depends on how much you want to spend too, but I don't know. I don't know a lot of places. I'm actually about 40 miles west of Boston, so yeah, I don't eat out there too often. so I don't really have any good recommendations otherwise.
Follow Casual Avengers if all else fails. Go to Quincy Market, ask for the Shockblast special, and they'll take good care of you. Jay is a celebrity around there.
Yeah. Let me DM me on Discord. I don't know what your schedule is. I can see if I can get out there. We got a lot of stuff going on this week, but we'll see what happens.
Ooh, that would be another W meetup. Love it. Why isn't Casual?
No pressure. No pressure. Up to you. I mean, I'm not even a mod technically.
Yeah, Yeah, it's a Casual is more than a mod. He is a legacy character, and he's far too busy to be moderating our chat. I can do that from here. He needs to just focus on being casual and eating his deep dish in peace. But yeah, let's get into the news because there's a lot of it. I guess we can get into the most recent stuff, which is that superheroes are back at Comic-Con. it's believe it or not, it's kind of what it's known for, but been some lapses, last few years. But now Marvel is fully back. They're doing a big Hall H presentation. We got the you saw in the thumbnail. We got the concept art for Avengers Doomsday. Loving what they're presenting so far. I'm looking forward to seeing more. DC is going to be having a large present there to showing a lot of their upcoming animated slate as well. A lot of stuff for the comics. Same for Marvel, and Marvel's really seems to be the biggest winners here for Comic-Con because we just got the announcement this week that Insomniac is making their great return for the first time since 2023 for Spider-Man 2. Unsurprisingly, there's nothing scheduled at Comic-Con for Supergirl, but there is plenty of Batman for anyone who's looking forward to any of that. And I believe there's going to be something for My Adventures with Superman. But yeah, Insomniac confirmed that Wolverine is coming to Hall H. They did this in 2023 for Spider-Man 2. It was the 1 hour long symbiotic relations panel. I covered that live. It was a lot of fun. We got to see all the cast. We got to see Yuri doing the Tobey Maguire dance on the table with Najee Jeter. We got to see the late great legend himself, Tony Todd, do the Venom voice live. Ended up being one of his last public appearances for that, and very I included that in my video and just made me sad all over again. But this time it's Wolverine's turn. It'll be an hour-long presentation as part of PlayStation's celebration of that day. They're going to have back-to-back panels. It's going to be an hour of Wolverine, followed by an hour of Marvel Took on Fighting Souls, and then an hour of God of War Lao Fei. And PlayStation was hoping that this would be great news. Everyone would just be happy. But if you go to Insomniac's Twitter, you go to Santa Monica's Twitter, Marvel Took on Twitter, a lot of people happy. Same announcement on the PlayStation Twitter, not so much. not so much. PlayStation has been getting historically ratioed on literally every tweet they're putting out because of their, of course, decision to end the production of physical games, and we've gotten more data about that. But first, are you excited about the Comic-Con, the return of Marvel, the PlayStation slate? Despite the situation with PlayStation.
I mean, this is probably accurate.
He has the money for it.
Yeah. No, because I think San Diego Comic-Con is, I don't appreciate the way that they basically keep everything for themselves. The fact that we have to watch cell phone footage of all the things that happen, I have said this for literally over a decade. They would make so much money if they had like a stream that you could pay for, and and they nuked anybody that tried to restream it. You know what I mean? Like they should be broadcasting this to everybody. You know what I
I
mean?
I actually would hate that. I think they should open up. I think they should open up. Uh, if you pay for, I feel like you should. I think they should have like co-streaming, like approved co-streamers, and but
Well,
I understand why they do it. Because people do spend good money to come out there, and they want to have like that in-person experience, and
I,
they do
they do.
record the stuff and post it afterwards, of course.
I hate that philosophy, and not because you're saying it. Like, I hate that philosophy because you are having an in-person experience. You get to be there, and being there is so much better than watching from home. And it's just weird to me how all these other comic cons and conventions have figured out ways to do this, and they haven't. And I feel like people don't understand. San Diego Comic Con sells out like immediately. So
Yeah,
like you have to be very lucky to be there. And if you are fortunate enough to get into San Diego Comic Con, that in and of itself is the experience that nobody else gets to have. Being in Hall H, nobody gets to have that experience. Um, yeah, okay, Eastwood. Um, it's I hate it. I hate it. I just feel like this has become so much bigger than everything else, and there are so many fans that want to be there and just want to
mm,
experience it at the same time. And it just feels like I don't agree with it. I don't like it. I've
yeah,
never liked it.
mm,
They don't do it at like New York Comic Con, which is every bit as I mean it's a slight step down from San
yeah.
Diego, but barely.
I
And
want. I wonder if it's partly a media influence thing. Like you have like uh, a lot of big media people there that like to be like, oh yeah, we got the scoops, we got the exclusive stuff. You got to go through us, that sort of thing. I wonder if that's part of it.
I just because like anybody with a phone can put that out too, though. You know what I mean? Like they have press releases, they have all these things
Mm,
these ways they can get the news out, but like anybody there can just literally live tweet what's happening, and they do, and that's what we have to like rely on. And it's just I just think it's stupid that time and time again we are experiencing the first look at something through somebody's you know
yeah, I do.
like
Yeah, yeah, and I do like that. At very least, they are actually recording the stuff. Like Insomniac confirmed, because they did this in 2023, that their entire 1 hour panel will be recorded, and then they'll be posting it to socials, and that's definitely better than nothing.
sure,
I do like the because it's definitely not cell phone. It's literally professionally recorded
right,
and uploaded. They're doing that for like a bunch of panels, but I would love the opportunity to like actually properly co-stream like
right,
something in the building. Like that would, I think that would be fire. And I think they should just do it rather than not even like make it a pay-per-view thing. Like game like Jeff Keighley got the right idea. Like he started out his thing with the Game Awards, and now it's like more watched than the Super Bowl. Like he's just doing live streams, and anyone can watch, anyone can coach stream. You can apply to be an official co-streamer, and it just gives you like special access or whatever. But the streams do huge numbers, and obviously they're able to sell ad spots. Yeah, Comic Con should just do that. Like so.
no, I'm fine with that too, but like I'm just saying that like if they really wanted the opportunity to branch out globally and possibly add some revenue, you know what I mean? That is like an opportunity they've always had. And
Yes.
I just don't agree. I just think this has become so big, and like they use it to like like a lot of companies use it to really launch their biggest news of the year
Yeah,
in entertainment. And I really hate it that like we have to like hear about it and we can't see it. You know what I mean? I don't think that I just don't think it's right. And it's not going to have any impact on the people that are there. Like when I'm at New York Comic Con, okay, if I'm watching a panel or I'm at something, I don't for 1 second think, haha, you other people can't see this. Only I can see it. You know what I mean?
I know there's
Like
definitely some people who do that.
I'm positive that there are, sure. But like your experience is not being ruined
At
because
all.
somebody else can watch it online. Like you're still there. Like to be in Hall H is
It's definitely
something,
better. It's definitely better.
yeah, that. So like what are you really losing? You know, nothing.
Nothing. Yeah.
Like you're just letting other fans get to experience it in real time and not have
Yeah.
to be like, it's just not a good feeling, like you want to
Yeah.
see it too.
It was
And not
yeah.
everybody could be there.
I remember I live streamed they had an Agents of Shield panel reunion panel, and I was and I was just watching it live, and it was just so much fun. Like it was just such a great panel, it was such a good vibe, and I was like, man, I would have loved to be there in person, but it was still nice to be able to like watch it even if I wasn't there. And yeah, I would do wish they would expand that with San Diego Comic Con. That's why you have to get on the board of directors, Jay, and make that change. But I'll still be streaming the coverage, the Twitter updates, and everything on for Comic Con like usual. I'm definitely going to be there bright and early for the Wolverine, which I'm excited about, as is Armani as usual, as you should be. I'm looking forward to it. I'm expecting this to be similar to what they did last time for Spider-Man 2. They, obviously they'll show some behind the scenes stuff. They did an hour last time. They did interviews, questions and answers, and they dropped some new footage. They dropped last time they dropped a story trailer, which I'm expecting for Wolverine, and they also dropped the trailer for the custom PS5 plates and controller.
I feel like they've confirmed that we're not getting that though.
I remember they confirmed there's no physical edition, no collector's edition. I don't recall them saying anything about the plates and the controller.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so people hoping for the steel book, the 9 inches of Wolverine statue. That's not happening, but we should still probably get the plates and the controller.
I
And
hope so.
and if you want, is a lot more popular talking point now. Insomniac did confirm, as did Santa Monica. If you want to buy a physical copy of Marvel's Wolverine or God of War Laufey, you can, and it's not a it's not a GTA 6 physical. It's an actual physical copy of the game. You buy it. It's not a box with a code inside. It is a box with a disc inside that you can insert into your PlayStation 5 and then proceed to play the game just like old school. And that's becoming a lot bigger deal because so far Sony went about 6 days without tweeting after the initial announcement, and then they just went right back to normal, and they're just getting massively ratioed on every tweet, and it's not mattering. I saw that people were sharing data from, because there was like reporting from Sony that they were talking about how there's been this huge shift to digital over physical, but people criticized it because they were including like online only games like Roblox and Destiny and DLC as well. And someone posted data that was taken from the Insomniac leak, which showed PlayStation's split between the physical and digital sales for their first party games. It had Sackboy, Marvel's Spider-Man 2, Miles Morales, Rift Apart, Horizon, and for pretty much all of them, they overwhelmingly, by average of like a 70-30 split, was was more physical sales than digital. Like wasn't even close. Like it was the only one it was close was for MLB The Show which was like I think was like 40 it was like 45 50 somewhere around that split, and Spider-Man 2 I think it was like 60-40, or it was a little closer. But yeah, most of people who bought their first party PlayStation games this generation bought physical versions, and even though with the trend with Spider-Man 2, it still favored physical versions. And I think this kind of underscores why, despite all the tweets, I don't think Sony is actually going to change anything, because they have the data. They know that they already knew that people mostly bought their games physically, but they're clearly doing this as a money play. And that's because even though more people bought their games physically, we can surmise that they've made more money from the digital marketplace, because that's kind of what they built their whole model around. That's why they've been selling their PlayStation consoles at a loss. Like they make more money from an all digital world, because they don't have to pay they don't have to, first of all, they don't have to physically print and distribute any of this anymore. They don't have to worry about stuff getting resold in the secondary market. They don't have to give retailers a 30% cut. They get to keep all that. They get to drive everything through their own digital storefront, where they have the membership. So me personally, I think it's funny. The memes are funny, but I don't think they're actually going to change anything. What do you think, Jay?
I think all the data you need came out this week with the surprise launch of the original Black Ops and Black Ops 2 from Call of Duty on PlayStation 4 and 5. First of all, huge controversy around that because they released it for $40 for the game, and then it was $30 for the DLC. And people are upset that they're releasing it separately and not all together to begin with, and that the price, even though, by the way, if you went into the Xbox 360 store, it's the exact same price there for the original version. They are straight ports. I personally do think they should have sold them together as one SKU, but they did also launch them at half off. Okay, so you could get the games for $20 and the DLC for actually $10. So you could have gotten both of them for $30. They do both have campaigns. So you get both of them right now with everything for $30.
Okay.
And this is how you know the internet isn't real, because there are more people playing Black Ops 1 and Black Ops 2 right now than there are Black Ops 7 on PlayStation. So not only, and it's obviously only digital. So not only is one of the biggest games in gaming releasing like a, I don't know, like 12, 13, 14-year-old game as a port, okay? And it's only digital, and people are bitching about it, and they're selling it through the roof anyway.
Yeah.
But on top of that, they're very clearly playing it. The only way to get it on PS4 or PS5 is digital. So that kind of speaks volumes about how sometimes the uproar on the internet is not as real as as it may seem.
I say it's most of the time, because sometimes it works. Like we actually did have. That's funny. We have obviously we knew it's Call of Duty. Like ball and gun gamers don't care. Like
Right.
let's be clear. Like look, Call of Duty is the reason why they get away with releasing the same Call of Duty every year is because ball and gun gamers don't care. They have no credit. Like for the most part, like 2K is 2K, Madden. FIFA, it's in the state that are FC now. It's in the state they're in because ball and gun gamers don't care. They just pay whatever and let them do whatever they want. But we did see an instance of the internet, a couple instances of the internet winning. First, Instagram had rolled out that controversial policy
Oh yeah.
where with their new AI slot machine, where you could essentially steal people's content and identity and recreate and do whatever with AI just by farming their public Instagram profiles. Obviously, people are not happy about that, and so they rolled that back. And then Ball and Gun Gamer surprised us. NCAA College Football 27 came out, and EA tried to be sneaky. They snuck in microtransactions into the offline mode,
right?
And not only and not in like an Ubisoft way, which is one of the reasons people are mad about Resynced, where it's like, oh, the store is there, maybe and there's just optional stuff you can buy, but no, they actually made it so that if you did not spend any money on the offline mode, progress was substantially slower. And yeah, so it was literally pay to progress in the offline mode, not the competitive, not the multiplayer, we're not talking about buying BC, we're not talking about buying packs, for my team cards or anything. But this was just playing the offline mode, simulation, and they made it pay to progress, and everyone, the creators, the community, all came together and said, yeah, we're not having that, and the EA took it out the game. So
yeah,
so sometimes bullying online does work. In the case
right.
In the case of PlayStation, I don't think Sony is going to reverse their physical media policy, because I think they're just in such a stronger position where they don't have to. Like we've seen, like obviously one of the things people are bringing up is like how PlayStation had that massively viral campaign ad that won them 2 console generations.
Yeah.
Where Xbox was the first one to do the always online thing, and Sony said, this is how you share your game, and handed a physical. Yeah, like everyone's bringing that up, but here's the difference. Xbox did something that everyone hated, and they were like, this was like coming off the 360 generation where Xbox was at its all-time high, and it was like neck and neck competition between them. And Xbox did something that everyone hated. So Sony was like, oh, wait a minute. Oh, let's pivot, and present ourselves as an alternative. And it worked. And they've been tremendously successful off of that. In the current state, there is no pivot to be had. Xbox is floundering. Like their console sales are in the dirt. They just fired 3,200 people, got and are getting rid of five studios, and so Sony is pretty much alone in the console market, because Switch is its own separate thing, its own ecosystem, and then Steam is Steam. That's for PC gaming. But like if you're not a PC gamer, like you there's nowhere else for you to go, and it's not like PC is in a position where you could just switch to be a PC gamer because of the RAM price surge. Like you need like $10,000 to become a PC gamer anyway, so it's like not even a viable option. So I'm just like, okay, well, yeah, a lot of people buy our games physically, but also we make more money digitally. People are more and more buying more and more digital, and we'll just overall make more money. And even if you don't like it, who's going to stop us? that's kind of what they're like. Xbox. If Xbox is in a better position, Asha could have been like, and that's why the Helix is going to have a disk drive, and Xbox like they're doing none of that, like because they're not in a position to challenge Sony on anything. So Sony is like, yeah, we're going to get rid of physical media. What are you going to do about it? Nothing.
Yeah, they are absolutely in no way, shape, or form going back on that decision. they've already pivoted their manufacturer that was making the disk drives
Yeah.
into something else. Like,
Yeah, they are. The
they're
money's already spent.
already, yeah, it's over. Like, it's not gonna change. I don't love it because, I've got this wall of physical media right there.
Yeah.
I'll get used to it. I do like having digital versions of the game just because it makes it so I don't have to go actually get the disc.
Yeah.
Like, I have it kind of tucked away, but I have like a one of those like CD binder kind of things,
Right.
where I have like all my discs, and it's like kind of hidden under my little desk riser thing here. But just to kind of prove, what I'm saying is that I have it inaccessible right now, so I don't really have any disc games that I'm worrying about right now.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's why I think the conversation shouldn't be about disc versus digital. It should be about consumer rights, because I think that's the biggest issue. And like, because yeah, obviously you would want physical games to still exist. CDs still get, we still have CDs, still have Blu-ray, we still have vinyl. There's still a market for that stuff, even though those industries have moved, way past it. But with gaming, like, yeah, we should still have physical copies for people that want it, but like, the I think the biggest issue are the rights. Like, it shouldn't be a physical or digital thing, because even like with physical, like, this is what a lot of people who are jumping on this bandwagon don't understand. Even if you buy a physical copy of a game, it could still be taken away, because
Right.
the technology's changed. Like when you boot up a disc, now for new games, you're into the PlayStation network, unless you're just playing entirely, unless you want to play entirely offline. Like, you got to download the day one update. You got to download, and you got to install. You have to initially install it. Like, a lot of these games require internet access for you to, even if you have the disc. Like, you need to install it and onto the system, and then you need to download the updates. And in Sony's user agreement, they said, like, they still reserve the right to take away. So even if you have a physical copy, they can say, oh, actually, we're just not going to play your physical copy. Like, fuck you. What are you going to do about it? And I think that's the bigger issue. I think that's what people should focus on. It shouldn't matter whether you have a physical or digital copy. If you bought it, it should be yours, and they should not be able to take it away. Period. Like, that should be.
I agree with that
That,
completely.
that should be what they're pushing. Like, the physical versus digital thing is not going anywhere. Like, Sony is not reversing their decision, because they're standing to make way too much money by going all digital. Like, they're not they don't care what Twitter has to say. So I think the bigger thing is what we should be pushing for is the ownership thing. And I think for that, you're going to need to push to, the politician, your local politicians, and to get something done about it. Because I mean, you can't trust CEOs to do anything. So you got to put pressure on the legislators to do something about it. And I think that's where the real fight is going to be. If we get the ownership situation handled, then we'll still get physical one day, maybe not, but we'll still, at the very least, we still have the right. So even if we're in an all digital world, like, I still would like the peace of mind knowing that what we own, we actually own. It's not going to be just taken away. And if even if that means we don't have can't have a physical PlayStation disc anymore, that sucks for nostalgia purposes. But I haven't bought a CD, and I did. I bought Kendrick Lamar's new album after the Drake beef, because he had a vinyl and CD version, and so I just wanted to have it for the culture. But before that, I haven't bought a CD since Tower Records was open. Once I got an iPod, I never looked back on buying CDs. So like, that's just the nature of technology and the way it grows. But I think it's still cool that vinyl exists, for people who want it. But like, I like digital better. It's more convenient.
I still buy CDs for like my favorite bands, like Seven Dust and All That Remains put out new CDs recently, and I bought or albums, I should say, and I bought the actual CDs for my collection, and I do listen to them in my car just to have a CD in the slot, you know. But I, you know, like this is the exact same thing that happened with music. Like everybody is shifted over to, you know, like they don't even actually buy the albums; they just go on Spotify.
Yeah,
You know, what
listen
I
to
mean?
the song.
Which is like infinitely worse for the artist, you
100
know?
times worse. Way
Yeah.
worse.
So it's like I just I don't buy it. And I want to address one comment here. I don't I don't think you can force anybody to make physical media. Like if PlayStation says we're not making disk drives on our product anymore, if you want to use our product, you can only get it digitally. Like then that's just how it's going to be. And you know, if you want to play all these other games that are available on a disc, you can go use the old consoles. You know what I mean? Like you can't like everybody had this whole collection of PS3 games, and then PS4 came out, and they said, "Oh, by the way, it doesn't work on the PS4." You know, and it's not quite apples to apples there, but it's close. You know, like I think you should have been able to play your PS3 discs on a PS4 or a PS5, but you can't. You know,
Yeah,
and it's just it's the evolution of time. You know what I mean? And I I will miss physical, but like you can't I don't know how you can make them do that. You know what I mean?
that's an interesting question, Gabe. Like, I don't think so. In some ways, it depends. That's the thing. It depends on the game. That's why gaming is so kind of unique. Like you pay if you go to a if you go to a date night or to a movie or just a trip, just even a solo trip to a movie where you're spending like 20 12 $15 for a ticket, maybe there's gas if for or if you're Uber, that could be like $20, and then you buy snacks, it's another 20 30 bucks, and you get a 2 hour experience, and one and a half 2 hour experience, and that's the end of it. And then eventually it can come to home video on demand. You may buy it there, and depending on how much you love it, you may watch it once a year, if you really love it, a couple times. But for a game, like, people have been playing GTA 5 for like almost 15 years. like they're like even just like what's considered a small, like Insomniac games are considered small, and you're spending like 20 hours on it, just playing through the story and doing the side content, and then it's still a game you can come back to. You can do your new game plus. You can do you come back and just swing around. So like, yeah, there's some games for, I think, overall video games is the medium that date that doesn't really date much, isn't when it comes to this content, apart from like music. Like music is, I feel like, something that lasts forever. Like you're always listening. If you love music, you're always listening to stuff, and especially old stuff. Most of the stuff I listen to on Spotify is stuff that I've already heard before. So yeah, music. I feel like music is timeless in that way. But games, yeah, I think you just spend way more time engaged with a video game than any other medium, and that's what makes it unique and special, and why I think consumers in gaming need to kind of come together, kind of clean the shit up, because it's getting a little scummy. It's getting a little bad.
Yeah. But like also the funny thing is that like I can't like I know this isn't like directly what you were talking about, but it always bothers me how much people complain about the price and everything. Like the price is the price, it is what it is, but you have to consider like how much you're paying per hour, you know? Like if a game does cost $70 and you're going to get $20 out of it or 20 hours out of it, we'll say, you know, you're still basically getting, you know, like 350 an hour. You're paying 350 an hour for entertainment. Is that really so bad?
Yeah,
You know?
especially when you put it into perspective. Like that's why in my movie example, you could easily spend $70 on a trip to the movies for a 1.5 to 2 hour experience. Like people spend, 100. People have subscription services, to Netflix and Disney Plus and who everything like that, and they watch a third watch they're watching a 30-minute show, occasionally to our movie. I feel like a game, even at $70, especially if it's a game that you're going to get a lot of time out of, like never mind like something like GTA where you could
Right.
get literally a decade of content out of it, or Baldur's Gate 3. But yeah, just an average AAA experience. Like I feel like, yeah, $70 for 20 to 50 hours of content is more than fair.
Yeah,
It just makes sense.
I think the biggest issue definitely is the idea that they can just take away something that you bought,
Yeah.
you know? I think that is the biggest thing they need to clear up and make sure is like right by the consumer. Um Otherwise, I don't really like, it is what it is for everything else. If you want a PlayStation 6, you're going to buy your games digitally. That's just all there is to it. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's just it is what it is. Yeah.
Yeah. That was the other solution is Jay just finances physical media production. But I do think that people do need to have some perspective on this sort of thing. But yeah, I think the biggest thing is consumer protection. I'm pretty sure like when it comes to like different mediums, entertainment, tech, I feel like gamers have like the worst consumer protection rights. Like like the stuff that we just kind of consider commonplace in gaming that would absolutely not fly in any any other medium when it comes to making a purchase. Like the fact that you can buy a game and the game doesn't work, and when you ask for a refund they can just tell you to go fuck yourself because you already played it. Like that would
Yeah.
never fly anywhere else except in the game industry. Like no anywhere else, if something doesn't work or you don't want it, like if you buy something on Amazon and it doesn't work, it's not as advertised, or you don't like it, even if you just don't like it, you can just send it back and you get a refund, especially if it's defective or something like that. But if you buy something from the PlayStation store, it becomes a negotiation. Usually, it's go fuck yourself, and that like the fact that that's like legal somehow always blew my mind. Like that should be a thing, but it's because the game industry is massive, but also kind of in its infancy, so it somehow has kind of like skated by a lot of regulations that like would typically apply, but they haven't really set their sights on gaming yet, because gaming has been steadily growing, and more people start to realize how big of a deal the gaming industry is, and because before it wasn't even just taken seriously, people didn't even realize how big gaming was becoming, and now where it is now it's so big that I think it does need some like serious like regulation to kind of real things in, because companies have to get ideas like putting microtransactions in offline modes to to slow down progression, putting ads in the like it's gonna load out of control.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. There are definitely things that like I worry about. I don't worry about, but like I feel like it's a tricky situation buying anything digital. Um as far as like asking for a refund and stuff like that. because you know that like there's I don't know what the balance is, but you know that there are people that also try to abuse it, right?
Of
Like
course.
I saw something that popped up in my feed this week about this guy put out want to say it was like a $10 game, and based on all of his feedback it could be finished pretty quickly. But he thought it was like closer to 2.5 hours. And apparently Steam has some kind of a policy
Yeah.
where if the game is less than an hour and a half, you can get it refunded. And essentially speedrunners, people that were speedrunners were basically able to get through the game in like 45 minutes. And the person that made the game tweeted a picture of a review, somebody giving it like a 5 out of 5, saying it's a great game and they really enjoyed it, and they put in for a refund because they finished it in 45 minutes. And I feel like that's bullshit.
That is
If
bullshit.
you play a game and you get a 5 out of 5 experience out of it and you happen to beat it in 45 minutes, just pay for the game. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
I don't agree with that Steam policy, but I do agree with their general Steam policy, which is that
Sure.
if you buy a game, you have you have a 2 hour window to try it out, and if you don't like it, you can refund it, and if not, otherwise you have to keep it. And
Yeah.
I feel like that's a fair model. I think 2 hours is enough time to kind of get a feel for a game, and at least know whether or not it's like obviously irreparably broken or anything like that, or anything, or if you're vibing with it or not. And that, I think that's perfectly reasonable. I don't like it's definitely 100 times better than the policy of if if you download a game or play a game, you're immediately, or play it even for 1 minute, you're immediately ineligible for a refund outside of special circumstances. Like, that's complete horseshit.
Listen, I made a huge mistake for Lego Batman. I went on Amazon. I wanted to get a physical copy just for my collection, and I clicked on the physical copy link for Xbox, and I just ordered it. It didn't stop me because usually when you buy something digital, it says you have to like check a box before you
Yeah,
can submit it. None of that happened in the process of that. And then like within a minute of me placing my order, oh, your digital product is ready. And I'm like looking at a code for it. I immediately hit up support and they're like, well, that sucks to be you. It's not refundable. So like stuff like that, like I understand like protecting the consumer for that. Like I there's no reason I should have been stuck with that. I asked speak to supervisor, oh, there's not one available. And I'm like, what the fuck? You are not going to force me to do this. Well, I can set up a callback. I'm like, okay, fine. I was, first of all, when you work customer service, you learn all the tricks and it makes
yeah,
you a terrible customer. And I know all the things. Like, I will sit there and on somebody's line and take up their time until it gets to a point where it is not cost effective to keep dealing with me. You know what I
yeah.
mean?
Smart man.
You're paying somebody $20 an hour, so I'm gonna stay on the phone with them for an hour. And now this item that you're like refusing to work with me on, you're losing money. You know what I mean? So like, but I ended up just redeeming the code. Like I was like, whatever, it's stupid, but I didn't want to deal with it anymore. They never called me back. But like that's the thing though. Like if you can, they should have a way to prove that the code wasn't used. And if the code wasn't used, you should be able to get refunded. And I understand. I've had situations on PlayStation where I accidentally ordered something and they were able to refund me, but like it's only if you didn't download it or
Yeah,
like something like that. And it's like, I don't know, man. Like, there's got to be some kind of a balance on that. And the problem is that I just don't trust gamers to not abuse every possible scenario because maybe I'm jaded, but I just feel like gamers don't want to spend money on games at for
no,
any reason, which
but
is and then
that's true.
complain when all these companies go out of business. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but that's why I brought the Steam example because it's worked wonders for Steam. Like
Sure.
even when people abusing stuff, like so Steam is proof positive that it works. Like you can have consumer protections that still allow for the most part developers and everyone to thrive and do what they need to do. That also accounts for the most part for people that are going to abuse the system. Like they have a model, it works, and I think the only reason it's not being followed everywhere else is because others just don't give a fuck about their consumers. Like as much as Steam does it kind of really is just that simple. It's like, oh yeah, everyone else no. When it comes to corporations, they only do what's either in the interest of their shareholders or what affects their bottom line. Like if there was like negative consequences to them having negative consumer behavior in terms of their bottom line, they would make those changes. Like I know EA was concerned. The reason I think one of the reasons why the boycott worked, the backlash worked when it came to college football from EA is because EA wasn't in as strong of a position. Like one of the reasons they were looking to get acquired and had that round of layoff is because they were seeing their microtransactions revenue wasn't as high as they projected, because there was there were less and less people willing to, deal with their bullshit. So they had saw success initially with college football, and they thought, okay, let's see if we can, squeeze them a little bit. And when they saw the backlash, they were like, oh, we can't afford, college football to suddenly, stop getting customers. So let's, let's back up. That's how it works. Like you have to put them in a position where they're forced to listen because it's affecting their bottom line. And I think the reason why a lot of boycotts don't work in gaming is because one of them, a lot of boycotts are stupid, but
Right.
but also gamers it can be hard to get gamers to actually unite around something enough to make like meaningful difference, because a lot of gamers are like kind of checked out or just don't care. Like it has to be something like truly unifying, and if it's not gonna work. Like when like the Hogwarts Legacy boycott, that was never gonna work. Harry Potter's one of the biggest IPs of all time. It was like a very minor online thing. Like people, as much traffic as it got, it was not a thing in the real world. Like no one actually cared. So obviously that game was going to sell really really well. It is what it is. But and I haven't even seen really. I've seen a couple people, like I've gotten some comments from people say, "Oh, you're supporting Insomniac. You're empowering Sony by supporting them. You're supporting Sony." I'm like, first of all, I'm supporting Insomniac because they're a great studio and they have nothing to do with this decision. Also, Sony already made the decision. They already spent the money. Literally nothing you could do about it. So the only thing boycotting Insomniac would do is cause Insomniac to have to lay people off in the extremely unlikely event that Wolverine does not sell well. So I'm going to support Insomniac. I'm going to support the studios that are great and treat their players well. And I'm going to continue to buy games, whether I can get them physically or digitally. And instead, I'm going to push for consumer protection rights, because that's way more important than whether or not you can get a disc for your collection.
Yeah, and I'll tell you the weird thing for me also is like all these people like, well, if they're gonna do this, I'm just gonna switch to PC. It's like, okay, so you're mad about physical media being gone, so you're gonna switch to a digital only PC,
Yeah,
you know?
smart.
And the rationale is, well, if I'm gonna be digital only anyway, I might as well just be on PC. I'm like, okay, but like you clearly like being on a console,
Yeah,
so why would you change for that? It just doesn't make sense. Like it is what it is. We're going digital. It's gonna happen. It's happened in literally every other form of media. People are watching on movies on Netflix or Disney Plus. Like people aren't even going to the theaters anymore. Oh, I'll just wait for it to come out on Netflix. I'll just wait for it to come out on Disney Plus. You know what I mean? Like we're here, we're there. Spotify, everything is digital. All the forms of entertainment have basically moved to digital for the most part.
Yeah, that's the world. That's the world right now. Yeah, that's why I think consumer protection rights is just way more important. Like it's not because like I would understand if they said, "Oh, I'm going to move to PC because Steam has better consumer protections." Like that would be a valid reason to move to PC. But just being like, "Oh, Fox only, I'm going to go PC." Like you're not doing anything. like eventually, like okay, you're if you're a PlayStation gamer, you're clearly there for a reason. So you want those games. I think a lot of it's just LARP. I think a lot of people that are saying they're going to boycott are going to buy all the upcoming PlayStation games. they're going to keep doing it because they're not ready to make that move. First of all, they probably can't afford to switch to PC because it's so expensive now, and like they're going to want to play those PlayStation games, and PlayStation also is just like, oh, by the way, outside of our live service, games, we're not multiplayer. We're not putting our games on PC. Like if we drop a single player game, it's going to be on PlayStation. So what you're just going to spend all these years playing PlayStation single player games, and suddenly you're just going to go play multiplayer shooters and cozy friend slop on PC. What are we talking about? Like you're not going to switch. You're going to keep playing PlayStation, and you're going to cry about it online, but you're going to keep playing the games. The one thing I do think PlayStation is going to be in for rude awakening on is the PS6. Like if they drop PS6 next year, and it's like $1,500, which is reportedly what they would need to sell it for to turn a profit on. Yeah, like they're no one's going to own that except for whales and scalpers. No one's buying that shit. Everyone's going to be watching the Rad Brad play the PS6 games on YouTube. No one's buying it.
I'll be day one just because I got to have the latest and greatest. But yeah,
are you going to spend $1,500 on a PS6?
Yeah, I mean if that's what it costs, that's what it costs.
Big this is I forgot I'm talking to Jay Moneybags right here.
I mean, look, I'm not in the I don't know, man. My new PC gets here on Tuesday. I spent $6,700 on it. So
oof.
My rationale is sound though, because I think that same PC is going to cost as high as 10 grand by the end of the year,
That's actually a safe bet. Probably 12.
Yeah. So I decided I'm going to just do this now. It sounds like the 5090 is going to be the best graphics card on the market for at least another 2 years until at least 2028. So it doesn't sound like they're coming out with a bigger, what do you call it? I don't know. What I'm getting is basically should be one of the best PCs that you can possibly get for the foreseeable future. So I felt like, I don't necessarily need to upgrade, but I am having a lot of Windows 11 issues that I don't think I'm going to have with the new PC. So just figured, screw it. Let's just do it. Rip the Band-Aid off.
Like I'll if I can, I'll definitely because I got the PS5 Pro even though I didn't need it. But I feel like the PS6 could be worth it content wise. But I don't. But the thing is, I don't think they're going to launch with a bunch of exclusives. I think they're still going to have a bunch of games on the PS6 that are still playable on the PS5, especially if they're launching it next year at such a high price point. They would be crazy not to. So, yeah. So Spider-Man 3, for example, like he brought up, I don't think it's a PlayStation 6 exclusive because Spider-Man 2 wasn't. Spider-Man 2, eventually, Miles Morales launched with the PlayStation 5, and that was backward. It had multiple versions. It wasn't a PS5 exclusive. So I think I think depending on that launch window, I very much think, especially since so far Spider-Man 2 hasn't sold more than Spider-Man 1, I think Sony would play it safe, especially when they see those console sales, and be like, yeah, we're gonna drop Spider-Man 3 on PS5 and PS6.
Yeah, I don't even know that jump from PS5 Pro to PS6 is even going to be that big. You know what I mean?
I don't think well. I think that was the other issue was PS4 to PS5. Like it wasn't like the biggest leap for me was in load times. Like that was to me the justification. Like because graphically there were PS4 games that looked just as good as stuff you see on PS5 for the most part. You know, like Ghost of Tsushima, The Last of Us. Like God of War. It was like it wasn't like the leap from PS3 to PS4.
Right.
It was like yeah, this is kind of this. They mostly look similar, except you're just getting better performance. You're getting the no load time stuff, and even later we eventually still had games released on PS5 with load time. So it wasn't even like eventually didn't even become like a guarantee. So it's like I don't think the PS6 is gonna suddenly look like, oh my god, it's like I can't tell like like we already have games on
Right.
PS5 right now that look insanely like they're literally like life sim games. Like there's like uh popular Gunner games where you're like where it's like a reality is like a kind of reality series game where you're like trying to date a bunch of attractive Korean women going through all these situations. It's like they have games where it's literally just real life people. Then they have games in Unreal that look unbelievably realistic. We had that first person shooter game that was like freaking people out because of how realistic it looked. You see a lot of games like Senua Hellblade 2. Even though that game had like 2 minutes of content, the visuals were unbelievable.
Yeah.
Is PS6 going to have something like that looks 5 times or even 2 times better than Senua Saga? No, it's not even close. So I don't think people are gonna. So people, I think most people are looking at 1,500 price tag and be like, "Yeah, no thanks."
Yeah, it's very possible. But like I feel like there's just gonna be the people that want to have the latest and greatest thing and they're gonna do it, you know?
Yeah, all the J Shock
And
blessings for sure.
I mean, look, I'm sure I'm not the only person, you know. I feel like that's basically everybody that got a PS5 Pro. You know, there wasn't really this huge need.
At all.
I don't really notice a massive difference between the two, but whatever. I have it and it is what it is.
Yeah,
I know
it's
not
all
everybody's going to be able to do that. It'll be very interesting to see, where we go, but I mean, we know it'll be better than a Steam machine. So,
definitely way better. Seriously, yeah. I feel like I only noticed my PS5 Pro on like rare occasions. Like the biggest thing for the PS5 Pro was going to be like the extra storage, which is
mhm.
very noticeable. I love that. But other than that, like there's only like a few. I feel like there's only been a few games that I've gotten have been like specifically optimized for PS5 Pro.
Yeah. Yeah, and I don't yeah, I doubt it.
Yeah, I doubt it. I did hear chatter about maybe they do something like streaming. You can stream stuff off the PS6, but yeah, for content creator wise, yeah, there's we can obviously just write it off on our taxes, but but yeah, so it's not that big of a deal. But yeah, if you're not a content creator and you don't have the money, it's kind of like it's hard to justify. 20. Oh, happy whenever your birthday is. Happy birthday, Amari. Appreciate 520. Time does fly. I remember vaguely 20. Do you remember what it was like to be 20 back when John F. Kennedy was president?
I do remember 20. I remember my 21st birthday very vividly. I went out to a packy. We call them package stores here. The liquor store, if you will. And
Very Boston. Very Boston.
I bought a 6-pack of Mike's Hard Lemonade, and went to college. I went to my school, and we're in the parking lot just ripping Mike's Hard Lemonades.
Oh, that sounds like a very Boston 21st birthday. Mine I think from what I remember, when I turned 21, I went out to the city, Philly, with my friends that I usually would hang and party with. We went to a couple clubs, met up with some girls, did a little dancing, did a little flirting. Then I met up with my friend who was in town from New York. I actually had met her on through MySpace, and we just became friends. So she came down for my birthday.
Was she your bait?
And she brought a friend, and I wanted to hook her up with my friend who we were out with, and she brought a friend for me. So we hung out, got drinks, and all spent the night at a hotel. It was a very lovely birthday. It was a very lovely experience.
I remember my brother's 21st birthday. We were living in Jacksonville, Florida, and I bought like all these different hard liquors and made him do like a shot of each one of them. He did like 20 shots like before we went out. And I'll tell you, you know what's weird about Jacksonville is or I don't know if it's a Jacksonville thing or if it's a Florida thing, but it might just be Jacksonville. So in Jacksonville, the strip clubs, you cannot actually be naked if alcohol is served. So they basically are just like, I don't know. So we brought them to a strip club, but they couldn't actually. They were basically walking around in bikinis.
Okay, so it's like going to the beach, but it's 100 times shittier.
Yeah, so it was really weird. I think I'm not a strip club guy. I never have been. I think they're stupid. But it was
same actually. Yeah, it's weird.
It's just such a waste of money.
I never understood the appeal. Like I've never I've had people offer like, oh yeah, let's go to the strip. I never at any point was like, yeah, let's go to the strip club. Like whenever anyone suggested, I was like, why? Like I could, because my thing, because this was back when I was still partying. I was like, my thing was like, why would I spend my hard-earned money at a strip club getting paying for a lap dance or whatever, watching attractive girls dance and maybe getting a lap dance when we could just go to a house party or a club and get girls to do it for free, like which we weren't doing anyway. So I'm like, why am I paying all this money? Why am I giving hundreds of dollars?
Yeah.
Like I'm not doing that. Like I never understood it. Like it's funny watching rappers do it in the videos. Like they try to make it look cool. Like, oh yeah, I'm in a strip club. I'm making it rain. I'm like, yeah, you got that, buddy. I'm keeping my.
Yeah, I'm the same way. I just think it's a waste. It's stupid. And I cannot even. I don't think I've been to one. That might have been the last time I went to one. Like I don't care.
I've never actually been to one. I've never set foot inside of a strip club. I've only gone to like regular clubs. I've never actually gone to a strip club. Probably never will, because I just generally just do not interest me.
I do think about there's a part of The Office, like an episode of The Office, where like it was New Year's Eve basically, or New Year's Day, and Michael was making everybody have a New Year's resolution, and Dwight's was like, oh, I want to meet a loose girl and something, and him, Daryl, and Andy go out. They were actually going to a bookstore, and Dwight is like begging Daryl to go to the strip club that's across the street, and he's like, listen, I don't have anything against strip clubs, but I do have something against them. at 2 o'clock in the afternoon on a Monday.
Yeah, that's
So I always think about that line, and we have like we've had a couple in my town, Worcester, that always get made fun of. There's Hurricane Betty's is one of them that's been around forever, and they call it Sweaty Betty's. And let me tell you,
that sounds unbelievably unsexy.
yeah, and that is what you get when you go there. It is there is no time of day or day of week where the premium options are available. So yeah. So I always think about Daryl's line there when I am like, I just apply that to all strip clubs. It's like,
I feel like the only time I understand people who spend money at strip clubs is when it's like essentially a brothel. Like
yeah.
I'm like, okay, well that's a different service. Like, if you're just paying to watch them dance, I'm just like,
I'm not. I'm actually the opposite, Gabe, when it comes to that industry. If that's what people want to do with their lives and their bodies, then whatever. What two consenting adults do, not up to me. You know what I mean? If
it depends on the club. Like if you watch the like if it's a strip club, like if I don't know if you saw the final season of Euphoria, but
no, I've never watched Euphoria. I don't care.
But in that situation, there's one of the central plot points in the final season is around a strip club, and in that case, yeah, Zendaya is working there as like a manager. She's like managing the girls, and in that case, it was very clearly exploitation. Like it was pretty shady. But yeah, in general, like if a woman, that's why I think it's sex work should be regulated, because I think if anyone wants to make money off their bodies, they are entitled to that. But when there's like legal gray areas or stuff is illegal, people are going to do it anyway. But then the lack of legal status allows for exploitation to
sure
to get out of hand.
I think obviously there have to be regulations like anything else. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think legalizing it and taxing it like everybody else is probably the best way to do it, and like have like actual like in Nevada, I'm fairly confident that it's pretty regulated. You have to do certain things, you have to get certain tests, you have to do whatever.
Yeah.
So yeah.
But I'm all for the regulation and legalize it, make it as safe as possible for people who want to do it. But yeah, Gabe is right. There is like a lot of grooming and exploitation in the strip club industry. So yeah, there's stuff that needs to be handled when it comes to that. Yes. I mean, to be fair, if you're eating at a strip club, you deserve it. you deserve whatever happens.
Whatever tough roast beef you're serving.
Yeah, like if you're hungry, eat before you get there, bro. there are plenty of good places to eat on your way to the strip club. Don't be the guy eating wings at the bar.
Yeah.
don't let that ever be you.
Man, this took a turn. I was not. This is
the after show podcast. You never quite know where things are going.
Yeah,
are going to end up. 1 minute we're talking about physical media and game preservation and consumer rights, and the next we're talking about strip club chicken wings. Like that's what you signed up for.
We have to clip that. Like that should be like our tagline. There needs to be like some like AI image of us like with like the Aftershow podcast, and then that quote under it. You know what I mean?
that's kind of been our thing the whole time.
That is an all-time quote.
Yeah, it's still not I have to put it below you you being pegged in school, but other other than that, I could say I could go top five.
Yeah, yeah, it's definitely an all timer. So
We'll go top five. I'll clip it. I'll clip it after. We'll post
I do think we can officially move to the next subject though, because I was outside like all day today and I am fading.
I was yeah, you were doing some yard work, right?
Yeah, so I've had this stump in my backyard that my brother and I have probably invested like 10 hours into trying to get this stump out of the ground. And my cousin's husband came over today with an excavator and had it gone within 30 seconds.
Yeah, checks out.
Like, just insane. It took him longer to get the thing into my backyard than it did to pluck it out and bring it. But so the whole that's all I expected out of today, but it snowballed because he saw a stump on the side of my house, which was kind of all rotted. And he's like, "Oh, you want to grab that one too?" I'm like, "Yeah, sure." Took him even less time because it was like half dead anyway. And then he saw the big one in front of my house. He's like, "Do you want me to get rid of that one?" And I said, "That's a big boy. That's a really big one. I
That's what
would
she said.
love it gone,
That's what she
but
said.
yeah, but I don't know about that." And let me just tell you, that was a whole fucking group. That stump, he had to dig down at least 10 feet just to get under it. There was this massive granite slate that he kept hitting, and it took him 20 minutes just to pull that out from the ground. The cops were called on us. It
Oh,
was
I called the cops. Like,
yeah, like because he was kind of in the road trying to like get it out. And my street's not like a major street, but it is like a pass through between my town and the next
yeah.
town over. So there is a decent amount of traffic, but like people that were like gone are calling to complain. The cop was super cool though. He came and he's like, "Yeah, so do you need me to do some detail?" Like, I'm like, he's like, "How realistically, how close are you to done?" And Kyle was like, "Oh, 10 minutes. Like, if I'm not done in 10 minutes, I will get out of your way." And and he actually was done 10 minutes. So it snowballed. Okay. It took like, I thought it took like 2 hours almost to get that all situated and then cleaned up and everything. So, but now that massive stump in the front of my driveway is gone. Him putting it into the back of the trailer was like, I thought he was gonna flip his excavator. Like he almost like it rocked so hard when he dropped it that he almost like flew through the roof. It was crazy. It was wild. And I'm like standing there watching, like, I don't know what the fuck you're doing. So I cannot help you at all.
yeah.
But
Yeah.
now most of my front yard is all torn up, but we did a good job of he like drove over it and everything to pack it down, and that stump is gone. And this is like, and it didn't cost me. I would have probably had to pay at least $1,000 or more for somebody to do just that one job, and he just came over and did it in 2 hours. You know,
Good man.
and I like kept like, "Dude, are you?" My mom cooked for him, so that was good. He went home. Well, actually, she had the food brought the food to my house, but I didn't realize he was very allergic to dogs, so he didn't want to go in the house. So she's like, "I'll just bring it to your house." So she
Oh,
brought two full meals to his house. So
that's nice. He earned it. But yeah.
yeah,
I also had a similar yard experience. Yeah, I had a branch.
yeah,
I have a dying tree in my front yard that's like
yeah.
that was like starting to lean and put pressure on because the branches are coming out and had grown. It started kind of leaning onto my gutters
Oof.
and yeah, yeah, I've had because there's been a lot of rain, and so my usual guy hasn't been able to come out for a while. Then he went on vacation, so I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, I had to get that. So I looked, and I was like, I didn't even realize the tree was that bad. So I looked today, and then I had to get the hedges. It was like some growth, and I was like, oh man, it's a lot to do. But fortunately, he came in, came today, and I was only outside for about 30 seconds to a minute. Went right back into the AC. 2 hours later, the whole yard looks perfect and beautiful. And I'm gonna have them remove the tree like later on, but everything worked out. My yard looks didn't have any of that required, but fortunately, but yeah, I didn't have to go outside for 10 hours. So, but
Like, look at
overall, same experience.
yeah, look at how much, like, this is after, like, he ended up digging down more, but like, but look at how big this stump is. Okay, like,
It's crazy that you know a guy with an excavator. My guy came in with a saw.
well, so my cousin's husband Kyle has his own company. Like, he does this stuff like professionally. So it was just his company's equipment, you know. But this whole thing is just the stump and underneath the stump, you know. Like,
Right.
it was wild to kind of. I knew it was big down there, but it like did this, and there were like roots the size of like whole ash trees under it, and then there was this like massive. I know that you saw the.
Yeah.
This is literally him just ripping the stump, and he dropped it a couple times just to get all the dirt out of it. But like that, I can't tell you how many hours I spent digging that thing and like chainsawing the roots, and we just could not do anything. We tried burning it. Like, this thing just took forever, you know.
Yeah, my policy is do no yard work and pay someone else to do it.
And like, this is how, like, this is he does, like, this is not even everything. This was like probably 10 minutes into trying to dig up this stump right here. It's crazy. I know this is like the least interesting
I
old
think
news
it's fast.
adult story, but
I think it's fast. This is definitely top tier unk talk. I would
yeah,
say
it really is. But like just even being out there in the sun all day, like, I mean, I had to do a lot of stuff like to clean up after, because like we're ripping out all these huge roots and everything, and
yeah.
you had to like move them aside, and so that we didn't just rebury them and whatever. But yeah, it's so nice though, because now I don't have like this. I had this weird like hill in my yard where, and whenever I mowed it, it was like so annoying. And now I don't have to mow like most of my front yard anymore because it is all
Oh,
dirt.
boom.
It'll
Yeah.
hopefully be grass by next year, but yeah, it's a lot of
I
that today. So I'm like
yeah,
beat.
I love maintaining my dirt, my mostly dirt lawn. I've learned that it's better to just not have a pretty green lawn because it's less work.
Yeah.
I don't have to hire anyone to keep coming, bi-weekly. I just like to keep it the way it is. So I need it nice and clean. But
Well, now tomorrow I have to go to Lowe's and get like probably 20 bags of dirt and start filling in the hole in the backyard. So, because Wilson is already like just jumping in it.
of course, well,
It's
classic
fucking
Wilson.
annoying.
Welcome back. How dare you talk about Wilson? Back. Welcome back, Sav. Yeah, hopefully we actually had a Avengers, a Marvel's Avengers reunion yesterday.
Great segue.
Me, Jay, and Doomkiller HD were all playing some Marvel Rivals. Everyone came back for the new season 9. It's been pretty chaotic, especially for if you're a content creator. Rivals switch things up by just kind of dumping all of the season info in one live stream, which without much, which kind of fucked all of us. But
I'm gonna be honest with you, that stream is really good for me. And I don't know if it's because you just weren't streaming.
Yeah, I did.
I peaked at like 700 people, which is weird for me.
Yeah, I didn't. I didn't stream because I wanted to make a video. Because I was trying to work. I was working on videos because typically because they typically will give content creators, the stuff early so we can prepare our content. This time it's like, yeah, everything's like really, but this time around they just dumped everything on live stream. So like I had to do as much prep work as I could to
Yeah.
watch to get everything together. And then when the stream so as soon as the segment that I needed aired, I had to download it and add it to my video,
Oof.
and then upload them. And it was not very fun. It was a huge pain in the ass. Pretty much everyone hated it. But next time I would love to just do, if they do it again. I hope they don't do it again. But if they do,
Yeah.
but if they do, I'll probably
I,
just pick one video and do I'll probably do the character video, and I'll just do the live stream and just post it after, and not and do something else. But because it was just not worth the effort. Like it was just such a fucking pain in the ass to deal with. But it was fun. I was like, the actual content was great. Like the complete overhaul, adding essentially two team ups to every character was brilliant. Glad
I think
they
that's
rolled
why
it
they
out.
did it this way, because there's just so much to cover.
Yeah, there was absolutely so much. So to me it made sense. Like I don't know if this will be the norm, because like
Right.
I hope it's
You
not
won't
the
have that
norm.
much content.
Yeah, but it did. But for this one, it makes sense because they did so much. Like I know they were crunching and trying to get everything together, because that's so much, and it worked. Like the content was a hit, even though Jubilee fairly popular among X-Men fans, but not like a household name. She's she's not a Deadpool. She's not a Spider-Man tier character, not a Ghost Rider, but Marvel was peaked at 196,000 players on Steam, which was only like 3,000 less than its peak when Deadpool launched in January. So, and we know they weren't here for Jubilee.
No.
It wasn't even played that much, honestly. But she is fun. But she's
fun, but I have issues with some of her things.
Yeah, she's harder to play. She came out in a wrong. She came out in like, if she came out in the old meta, she would have been insane. But in the current meta, it was a little trickier to get used to her. But people are figuring it out. She's has a lot kind of a higher skill ceiling than people were expecting. But mostly people are coming for the fact that it's kind of just Marvel Rivals too. Like it's all new content. Every character now is viable. It feels like, everyone's fun. Like I still haven't played with all the new characters. I was just playing with Scarlet Witch earlier because I hadn't tested out any of her team ups yet. I occasionally will just jump on Wanda for fun. She can be useful in some situations. And I tried out her Strange team up because that was like the big thing Wanda had gotten the last 6 months, the Strange team up. And I tried it out one game and I thought it was kind of dog shit. And compared to how we used to be, because I didn't have a Strange enhanced, just a base version, kind of ass. So I tried the Jubilee team up because I forgot what it even did. Because I saw the description, I didn't even know what the fuck what it meant. So I tried it out and it's actually really good. Like it actually is a really good ability. Like it essentially, when you do her stun, when we throw it down her stun, if just the base effect, you can now detonate it early, and it applies vulnerability to anyone inside of it, which is actually extremely powerful. And then if you have a Jubilee on your team, Wanda gets healed when she does her fade to escape. Like usually, like if you fade, you have to hope your healers look up and see you. But if you have a Jubilee on your team, the fade automatically heals you, and you actually get a lot of healing from it. So it's actually, Wanda, if you have a Jubilee on your team, Wanda actually feels like unironically really good. Like I just love how so many characters now that were kind of overlooked or all these seasons now feel like fresh, because usually when there's a new season, it's like, okay, you have the new character and everyone rushes to insta lock the character, and if you don't get the character, then you kind of just have nothing to look forward to other than like, because like usually there aren't that many changes or relevant changes to other characters. So you're just like, it's like, oh, I'm just playing the same shit I've been playing for the last 8 months and watching other people play the new character. But now everyone has something.
I have enjoyed Jubilee, but I feel like she's like one trick in a lot of ways. Like I feel like I just spend all my game like shooting a bubble, you know? I don't I think that's the most viable way to heal with her
You're
is
actually
like
not. That's a funny thing. You're actually not supposed to shoot the bubble.
really?
Yeah, you actually. That's actually the wrong way to play her. Like I was,
Because
like I
I
was,
feel like I get more healing that way when I'm
because
shooting the bubble.
I was getting used. I was getting used to it. So you get more healing when the bubble expands.
Right.
That's where
And that's how
that's
you
how.
make it expand, right?
But the bubble expands if you shoot it, or if you shoot people that are near it.
Gotcha. I didn't know that part. Okay.
So
So,
so what
s-
so what people are like, especially like I've been watching like higher rank support players play. What they'll typically do is they'll throw a bubble at the enemy team because usually they're using the hood team up. So
mhm,
they'll throw a bubble at the enemy team,
I'm blind them.
shoot it, ignite it, blind and add vulnerability to all of them. Then put a bubble. Then if put a bubble on their team, and because of the hood, you have that massively increased fire rate. So now you can like instantly expand your bubble.
Nvidia.
Yep.
Sorry.
So that everyone's getting healed, so that everyone's getting the constant healing, and you can do a ton of damage and healing at the same time. So that's kind of been like the so far go to way to kind of play her in the neutral. You want to use the bubble to debuff the enemy, and so you get the increased fire speed,
Interesting.
and so that then you have a bubble if you need it to heal yourself and your team really fast by just shooting them and just putting it over them.
Gotcha. Okay. So I so when I initially started playing, I was not shooting the bubble at all. I was just trying to heal my teammates like I would with Deadpool or any other
Yeah,
healer, you know? And I was noticing I was getting like low healing output. And then someone said, "Oh, you got to shoot the bubble." So I started like exclusively shooting the bubble, and I noticed that like as long as I was near certain people with the bubble that I would get more output. But I was probably sort of doing what you're describing, but not knowing it. The last game that I played right before we started was like I again Annihilation, not anything great, but that was like probably the best Jubilee game I've had. I was like 58, 2 and 78 or something, and I had like almost 20k healing, which is crazy in that game mode. Um but I felt like something felt a little different. Maybe I was just hitting people a little bit more. But yeah, I don't
yeah.
know. I do think that she just plays a little weird. I do feel like I, I don't know. I feel like she's even better of a kind of quasi utility DPS healer
Yeah.
than some of the others.
I feel
Um
I feel like she plays to me more similar to Gambit,
yeah,
except she has more. I think she has more sustained healing potential than Gambit does because he's mostly limited by the amount of cards he has.
right.
But as a trade-off, I feel like Gambit has better defensive abilities because I feel like if Jubilee doesn't have a bubble, she's kind of a dive victim
Right.
because even though she has 275 HP, like she doesn't have like a way to instantly like she doesn't have hard CC, and
Right.
you know like if you dive invis, like you know good luck. She's gonna push you, so then you have to re-engage. Then she's gonna put a shield on herself and shoot you through it. And by the time you actually touch her, you're almost dead, and you have to run back away because then she can throw a vortex down in front of you if you get through that, and that's even more damage. And then she can jump away and go invisible and heal herself. Okay, so she has all these tools that allows her to escape. Whereas Jubilee, she has a movement she has a movement speed boost that lasts for a few seconds, where she gets increased speed and like you get like maybe 2 super jumps out of it. and that's it. And the only the other thing she has is the bubble. Like she has to stand in the bubble and inflate it, and that's like her only other way of sustaining. Like if you send multiple people at her, she's just kind of explodes. So that's if once you run out of your super jump. So I think that's her main weakness right now. She doesn't have like another way. Like a lot of the other supports can like handle a dive. Like obviously White Fox is the best anti-dive support in the game. Like if you she kind of actually wants you to dive her, so she could just throw hands. But you know, even now C&D used to be kind of a dive victim relatively, apart from the bubble and the fade. But now she also has the ice thing, so so she just
so useful.
denies you, just denies everything. Like it's kind of crazy. Yeah, I feel like Jubilee needs something else to survive, to defend herself against a dive, because like Gambit doesn't have any hard CC, but he has 2 dashes that fully heal him. so he can like easily escape and heal, and then he can anti-heal you and do some good damage to keep you away. Like Jubilee can do great damage to keep you away when she ignites you, but she can't really burst heal herself or do anything. So I think that's her one weakness. But if you're in a front to back she's comp or a brawl, she's like really good. Like yeah, but she can kind of just sit back and do her thing and not get directly pressured. Like she's really good. But if they have a lot of dive, she definitely needs like your other support to kind of help pocket her so that she doesn't get exploded.
I haven't really had a chance to try out too many characters because I've been going really hard with Moon Knight. I'm almost level 47, so I'm trying to get him to champion. And then Cloak and Dagger is my next closest one to champion. I'm almost like 42. So I've been kind of like trying to concentrate on them other than, level up Jubilee a little bit. But I did play a little bit of Black Widow, the first character to get an actual rework.
Yeah.
So that has been interesting. What have you thought about her rework?
So when I initially played her, I thought she kind of felt dog shit. Like apart from the sprint, I thought the sprint change was obviously kind of a no brainer. I'm surprised it took them this long to do that. It definitely feels much better. I like that she has like a dive kick now, because you can do a pretty mean combo with that. Just jump, dive, go right into her stun kick combo. But some felt off, and I was watching the rank 1 Black Widow play her, and he also said like she's kind of dog shit after the patch, after the rework. But then they dropped an emergency patch, Jay. On Friday they dropped an emergency patch, and on Saturday I think they dropped the emergency patch, and people are very pissed, Jay. So they made some changes to Widow, one of them, and because they recognized that feedback that wasn't quite there yet, and she feels a lot better after rework. But people were mad because they buffed Gambit, who did not need it. Gambit has been the most broken character in the game for like since season 4. When he got season 4, I think when he came out, season 5. Yeah, I think season 5 he came out. Yeah, he's been the most broken character against season 5. They buffed him again. They buffed Luna again for no reason. They buffed Sue again for no reason, and they also buffed Phoenix and Cyclops, and they nerfed Ultron, and they nuked Psylocke. I like the only good change they did besides Widow was they fixed a bug with Black Panther where people were exploiting. Black Panther was already good with the new team up, but there was actually, turns out there was a bug that people were exploiting, where if you get his health really low, Black Panther has a passive that gives him a damage buff when his health gets low. Well, there was a bug with it that caused this to get a massive multiplier. So he was literally just one-shotting people through like people were doing tests on TikTok. He was one-shotting through 3 support ults at once. He was one-shotting Devil Dinosaur at full health. It was a meta. So he was getting banned all over comp and terrorizing quick play. So they finally fixed it. And I feel like the Jubilee buffs were. I feel like the Jubilee buffs didn't actually do anything. Her shield buff was okay, and they lowered her ult charge, so she'll get it faster. All supports are getting her ult charge faster. That's fine. They buffed her team up with Blade, which was dog shit. It's still dog shit. It doesn't. I feel like it. I feel like it's good. Maybe it's good if you have a Blade on your team and you're in coordinated play with people who can shoot. But if you're playing like if you're solo queuing or playing with ranked or playing with people who aren't that playing with DPS that aren't that good, I feel like there's really no value in the team up because you don't really get that much healing from it. And I would rather have the machine gun fire from the hood team up than have the light than give lifesteal, because in theory you love to give lifesteal to your whole team, but in practice it feels kind of lackluster. Not gonna lie.
I have loved Moon Knight's team up with Elsa. It basically gives him a second Ankh that you can alternate them, and
the moon.
Yeah, it drops whatever her trap is called, whatever the monster that's in the trap.
Yeah,
it drops it down and traps. It also acts as a trap too, so it's actually really cool. I've enjoyed that one a lot. Obviously, you mentioned the Cloak and Dagger with Luna. Like, that one's game changing. I can't tell you how many Black Panther ults I've lived through.
Yeah,
because I noticed that there was a lot of Black Panther happening, and now it makes sense because people are cheap, obviously.
Of course.
The Iron Man team up with Thor needs to get nerfed. I cannot believe
it actually did get nerfed, and I tried it out after nerf, still broken.
Yeah, it's like insane how long you can hold on to that. Like, I was watching people just like shooting the beam from their chest for like 20 seconds. It's
and the
crazy.
range in the hitbox is so crazy. Like you basically can't miss it, and it has such long range. Like, usually the trade-off with Iron Man's Unibeam is that it does great damage, but you have to be kind of in harm's way in order to use it. So you have to be kind of strategic. But with the Thor team up, you do great damage, and you can do it from a pretty safe vantage point.
Yeah, it's wild.
There's no downside to it.
Yeah, and I mean, it's crazy because like the Gamma team up is with Hulk is really cool too, because like you actually get a Gamma shield over your ult, and I can't tell. I mean, how many times you get killed while taking the 20 seconds to load up his ult. And obviously it does the Gamma damage, so it's like
it's useful.
Both. It makes Iron Man a lot better for sure. Yeah, there's some really cool team ups. I really do think they did a great job reworking it, making these passive. But the game has become Epilepsy Simulator 2026.
And unfortunately, they did say that this feedback was passed along to them by us and the community. So they said that over the next few patches, they're going to work on doing something about the clutter, because holy, is there a lot of clutter. There was also some server issues. Like, I think it was partly because of how many people were on the game. A lot of people were on the game, but like when I first loaded up the patch after I downloaded it and the service went live, like it took me like a full minute to get into the practice range because of the loading, and I played some 18v18, and it was like after a couple games it was kind of just unplayable. Like, I was rubber banding all over the place. It was like really bad, so I had to like stop playing it. But it seems to stabilize after the emergency balance patch, and it's a good problem to have. I think that most people are sad. Obviously, people are less satisfied after the emergency balance patch, but I think overall people love the changes, and this could be a good month, because I think it's big that they got this much engagement from just the launch of the new team up, because they have a PvE mode dropping later this month, and you know how the PvE modes they drop always do numbers. They people love the PvE, and this one is based on Avengers: Age of Ultron, and we don't have any gameplay for it yet, but they confirmed it. It takes place in Avengers Tower, and we're going to be fighting Ultron and his robots. and you're going to have some great MCU costumes. You're going to have the Winter Soldier one from Falcon from Captain America Winter Soldier. You're going to have the Age of Ultron Wanda one. You're going to have Spider-Man Brand New Day, Hulk, and Spider-Man dropping that week. So that could be another huge spike in players' arrivals, and I'm definitely excited. I was wondering what they were cooking up for season 9 because it kind of felt like they had to do something like kind of big here to kind of shock the game, get some momentum going, and they did it. Like the only thing I think they need to do going forward mainly is fix rank, like improve the matchmaking, punish throwers more, get rid of double bans, and I think we're solid. Like I'm loving what they're doing with the PvE stuff. Still loving the lore. The costumes are great. Battle Pass is amazing. Like they cooked the devs cooked. Tip of the fedora to the that use.
Yeah, shout out to Double G.
Double G.
Some weird things though. It's weird doing an Egypt season when X-Men 97 launches, and Apocalypse is the big theme of X-Men 97. And there's nothing X-Men 97 related in the season so far.
Yeah, a little
which
awkward.
is wild.
Yeah, a little awkward. Yeah.
Also, Egypt. Storm, I believe, is from Egypt. Nothing for Storm. Nothing for Black Panther. A lot of people are complaining because I don't think either one of them have had anything in like 6 months.
Yeah, it's definitely been a while. It is getting a little weird. Like Storm didn't get people were complaining Storm didn't get a summer costume. She hasn't gotten anything for the Hellfire Gala 2 years in a row now, even though she literally has one in the Infinity comic.
Right.
And is a member of Krakoa.
I'm pretty sure I have a book that David Nakayama did with her, because David Nakayama did this whole series during the Hellfire Gala where he was doing like basically Cosmopolitan covers for all the characters, and I'm pretty sure she had one.
Yeah, Rogue is getting one next year, and Gambit obviously got one this year. Magic got one. Magneto got one. Yeah, I don't think Namor got a Hellfire Gala, but
No.
Wolverine didn't get it technically, but he did get his patch outfit, and Namor still got skins during those seasons. Yeah, Storm just gets nothing. She did benefit from the teamwork rework, but yeah, costume wise, yeah, they've been like neglecting Storm pretty severely. Yeah, they definitely. We'll see if that changes. Marvel Rivals is one of the Marvel games that are going to be at San Diego Comic-Con. They're going to be there pretty much the entire week with a bunch of different events, meet and greets, giveaways, and one of the days they have Ignite the Summer. They're going to be dedicating this whole panel to breaking down the summer content, and there's going to be some new reveals. And I'm guessing this is where they're going to show the second wave of summer skins, because there is another wave coming. In case you thought they were done, there is another wave of summer skins coming. They actually dropped a new comic for the actual official Marvel comic, the Marvel Comics Summer Special. They dropped the latest volume this month, and they had a Spider-Man issue this time. They had one for Black Cat. They have one for Venom. The previous one previewed some of the stuff we got this year, like Cloak and Dagger. Storm and Black Panther have swimsuits in those issues, so maybe this is where they fit in for that next wave. But there are, as Jay looks so excited about, some more Gooner skins.
Dude, this season was like, I still don't understand how you have this. You just released Cyclops last season. This is in X-Men 97. How is it not in the game? Like, I will never get over that.
Maybe it'll be in 9.5 with the hood.
I hope so. But I'm not gonna hold my breath. I just, I'm over the original skins, but this season I feel like they did a solid job with balance. Um, I'm fine. Like the original skins, like they're good at making them. I'm okay with them existing. I do think they should be more in the battle pass like they are here,
Yeah,
and more in like the event stuff. You
right.
know, like but like you should have at least 3 new skins in the item shop every week now at this point. And one of them, at least one of them, should be something MCU or comic based. Okay. We are at a point where you can get away with releasing 3 each week. And if you just get one that is comic or MCU based in each week, you can make as many original skins as you want, because the people that are fans of the comics and the stuff
Mm.
that already exists will have something that they can kind of get to. You know what I mean? Like I thought this battle pass was a lot of fun. Um, but we'll see.
Yeah, I love the past. I love the originals. I didn't like the ESU battle pass, but
No, I hated it.
I was not a fan of this. But this one I thought was great. I bought the level skip for this one. This is where I gave him a little extra because I wanted to get the I was obviously always going to buy the pass, but I wanted to get to the year one cloak and dagger. I wanted to get to the mantis. I like the fantastic recolor, and I'm almost have the mummy Deadpool. I really like
Oh
that one
wow.
too.
I just got Cloak and Daggers original right before the stream. I haven't like bought any skips or anything, and I don't intend on it, but I'll get to
Oh,
Deadpool eventually. That Egyptian Deadpool is cool, but I don't get me wrong, it's cool, but I don't know, I felt like that would have made more sense for a Moon Knight. You know what I mean? It is weird also that all of our you know, all of our horsemen are horsemen of death. Um,
yeah. I wasn't expecting the two, both Psylocke and Gambit, to be getting Horsemen of Death costumes, but
and Wolverine is a horseman of death as well.
yeah,
I mean, it doesn't have his horseman of death costume, but he is a horseman of death. So it's like, I don't know. I've heard that Jubilee might be pestilence.
yeah.
Uh, I haven't read through all the stuff, but
I think she
um,
I think she's Famine.
oh, famine maybe. Is famine and pestilence basically the same thing?
I don't know. I don't read the Bible, but I know they always talk about how she's always hungry.
Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense because they really played up her vampire aspect as well.
Yeah,
So yeah, I I don't know. It's a little weird. Charles or who said Ski said the horseman skins are horrible. We can only see a part of the Gambit one, I think, and
yeah,
it's not my favorite take on it so far. But I don't know.
yeah.
We'll see.
We haven't actually seen either of the skins apart from their heads, and there wasn't even like the high res version. So yeah,
Psylocke looks kind of cool.
I think Psylocke always has cool looking skins. Like
Right.
I know it's gonna be fire. Like they never give Psylocke ugly skins. Like like even if you're not a fan of like the theme or whatever, her skins always look good. Like they're definitely some Psylocke fans on the dev team.
I
100%.
also another very cool thing that we learned last night, because we all obviously know the hood is coming,
Yeah, we
and
announced the voice actor.
yeah, the voice actor announced himself, and I'm not gonna lie, I can't believe that I didn't pick up on this, because if you listen back to it, it is absolutely him. So this is WWE superstar Damian Priest, and he is in fact the voice of the Hood. He had a tweet where he basically announced it, and if you watch out, my hold on. Yeah, here it is.
Yeah.
So this was his tweet. No, it's basically just no one beats the Hood, is
Yep.
what he's saying, and that's what he says in the right there. No one beats the Hood. No one beats the Hood. And when I went back and actually listened to it, I was like, holy shit, that's actually him. And yeah, it should be really cool. He's got a really like deep gravelly voice, so I think it's gonna be really cool.
Well, thank you for the clarification, Gabe.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm excited. I think the hood is going to be a lot of fun. I'm hoping he's a tank. His power set is going
He
to.
is convinced he's gonna be a tank.
Yeah, a lot of people are convinced he's going to be a tank for reasons, but I think his power set I think could be really cool. You know, the dual pistols, the invisibility cloak, being able to transform into a demon. I don't know if they'll give him the hover boots, maybe. I think his play set, his play style is going to be really cool.
Yeah. So
Based on how they do it.
it's very interesting to see them go get. I don't know that I've seen Damian Priest do much outside of like just ad reads and stuff. So very excited for him. He's got a really cool story. He was an independent wrestler for a long time, and he was very, very overweight, and he had like a life changing conversation. I don't remember who it was, but somebody from WWE basically was like, you know, you got to get more. He was like living out of his car, just trying to make it, and he lost a ton of weight, got in shape, got his act together, and you know, he's from, I want to say, the Bronx or Brooklyn, but by way of Puerto Rico. And I've talked to you and shown you Bad Bunny's entrance
Yeah.
when they did that in that match for Bad Bunny was against Damian Priest.
Oh, okay.
So like that was like, and he's from Puerto Rico as well. So like they had that match together there, and that was really cool for both of them. But also when Bad Bunny came to WWE, he was like tag teaming with Damian Priest. So he's by no means like I know you're not into wrestling, so like, but by no means is he a you know, a small name, but also it's very interesting. You know, he's a very big guy, and if the hood is a tank, that kind of is interesting too in some ways.
Yeah, checks out. I mean, and if you read the Infinity comic, yeah, the hood is kind of jacked.
Yeah.
If you see him in his prison outfit, so yeah, that would check out as well, especially since he's now wielding the power of Oblivion. so that gives him a big power up in the Mar Rivals lore as well. So yeah, I'm excited. Big things coming for us comic fans. I'm going to be doing coverage, of course, of the PvE and Rivals. I'm going to be doing I'm going to stream Spider-Man 2 when the brand new day suit comes out, and I'm going to be live streaming basically Twitter during Comic-Con until everything gets posted, so I can react to it. So
I did that once before, and it's crazy because like those streams actually get tons of views because people are specifically looking for the stream of the thing. And I've done it before. I might have to get in on that too.
The last time I did it was I did it for the symbiotic relationships panel at Comic-Con for Spider-Man 2. And that stream got nearly 200,000 views.
Jesus Christ, that's amazing.
Yeah, it was pretty insane. So definitely can pop off. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to seeing what Insomniac cooks at Wolverine. I just want to see that story trailer. Hopefully, we get the plates and the controller.
Yeah, seriously.
Would love that to add that to collection, since we're not going to have a collector's edition. I'm definitely excited to at least get that on me, because you know my PS5 Pro looking a little plain.
Basic bitch Barbie.
Very basic. My PS5 still has the Spider-Man 2 plates, but my PS5 Pro still basic. I'm saving it for Wolverine.
Yeah, my PS5 is somebody else's, so my plates are in a box. I was that just actually reminded me. I was gonna sell them right away, and at the time I think they were going for like, even like used, were going for like over about 100. I don't know what they're going for now, but like my brother's friend was like, "No, can I buy them from you? Can you just hold them for like a month or two for me, and I'll get you then?" I'm like, "All right, fine." I just realized that was like a year ago. So
Be like that.
Whatever.
Yeah, I wonder what the rate is from now in the current market.
Yeah, well, I would have had the Ghost of Yote ones, but someone ordered the wrong ones,
I wonder
and
who.
yeah, had to cancel it. But
Yeah,
whatever.
so,
I've got both Yote controllers though. I'm pretty happy with that. Got that
yeah,
gold one.
they look
I've
very clean.
literally never even plugged this one in or turned it on. So
Nice.
that was the rarer one.
Pristine.
But yeah.
I think we can wrap it up this week. Jay's had a trying day of yard work.
Yeah.
Glad I cannot relate.
I just think it's wild like how much it took out. Like I don't feel like I did enough to like be as worn out as I am. But I guess
mean,
the sun will just do numbers on you.
That is, mentally draining. Yeah.
Yeah. So
so it is like that. Yeah, it does feel like nothing will depreciate again, especially when it comes to tech. Holy, yeah. If you anything with RAM in it, is basically better than the stock market right now.
And you know what's crazy? I think I have like 232 gig RAM sticks that were in my PC that I had to replace because the new motherboard took a different. It's so man, PC building is so crazy because like not only is there different like companies that make RAM, there are motherboards like use different versions of RAM. It's so crazy, and I think I have like 232 gig sticks that I'm not using and haven't for a long time, just sitting somewhere. So I could probably get like $400-500 off that easy. And that go right towards the new computer. So I need to find that.
Yeah, I have a couple external hard drives that I know I could probably sell one of them, or if I was to, because back when they were like cheap, like I would get like a couple terabytes and just to have multiple backups, and now 2 terabytes at some point it's going to be like $1,000.
Yeah, and that's why I am very happy. I'm hoping I can take I think I have like a 4 terabyte in my computer now. I'm hoping I can just take it out and put it in the new one because I purposely only got a terabyte on the new one to save money because it would have been way more if I had gotten more. So I was like, no, I'm going to take my extra one out of this one, put it in that one, and it should be good. So
yeah, right now on Amazon I can get it's not that bad. The one I bought back in 2019. I don't remember how much I bought it for, but it was definitely less than this, but it's currently 148. I'm pretty sure I spent like 50 in 2019 but maybe it's the sticker, maybe because of how expensive everything is. I was like 164, 148, it's kind of reasonable.
yeah.
Yeah, thinking back when I probably spent like $50 to $80 on it, like in 2019. I was like,
oh, Gabe, I cannot stress enough. The Steam machine is the reason I got a new PC. Like I was the same way, but it's not even as strong as a PS4.
Yeah, I think it's dog shit. Like skip.
Yeah.
Skip.
Honestly, just get a Steam Deck and use it in dock mode.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking at this point. Like, because I'm a Mac user and I was thinking of getting a PC. I didn't obviously want to invest in a gaming PC, and I was looking at the Steam machine, like, oh, maybe that can be a solution. When I saw how powerful it was or lack thereof, I was like, yeah, fuck that. I'm not wasting my money on that. So, we'll get out of here. Appreciate everyone for hanging out with us for our Unk Talk once again. We'll catch you guys next week. I don't think anything crazy is happening. Well, anything could crazy happen in this world, but Rivals is dropping some new costumes. I think the Horseman of Death Gambit drops this week, as well as the new event based on the Wasp's clothing line. So that should be a lot of fun. And then Comic-Con is the week after next. So big things to be looking forward to. Hope everyone is safe and blessed for another week while we're away. Shout out to Casual Avenger for stopping by. Shout out to Doom for playing with us. Looking forward to maybe getting the game back together for another upcoming Marvel game that I'm hoping gets announced later this year. Wink, wink. Appreciate everyone. I'm Sadot the Gamer.
I am not Casual Avenger.
Zip it up and zip it out. Peace, my naysayers.